Welcome to this video series of the Python course. And in this video, we will discuss about the basic data types in Python, starting with what actually are data types. In programming, data types are essentially classifications that specify the type of data that a variable can hold. They define the operations that can be performed on the data, the meaning of the data, and the way values of that type can be stored. So in this example, we can see that price, rating, course name are variables that store different types of data such as 10, 4.9, Python for beginners, and true. The above example also demonstrates the dynamic type feature of Python where you don't need to specify the data type explicitly. Instead, Python infers the data type based on the value assigned to the variable. In this example, we can see that we have not specified the variable types. Instead, they are determined automatically based on the values assigned to them. Python supports several basic data types, including integers, floats, strings, and booleans. Integers represent whole numbers without any decimal point. This is an example where variable x store an integer value 10, whereas float represents real numbers with a decimal point. In this, we can see that variable y holds a decimal value 3.14. Now coming to string data type. Strings represent sequences of characters enclosed within single, double, or triple quotes. Here, variable message holds a single line string hello world. To define a multi-line string, we surround our string with triple quotes. As shown in the given example, triple quotes are used to assign a multi-line string to a variable. Hence, a multi-line string can be printed in Python using triple quote. Boolean data types represent truth values, either true or false. We can declare a Boolean variable by assigning the values true or false to it. Here is an example of Boolean data type. The variable isSunny holds value true. It can also hold value false, which is also a Boolean variable, Boolean data type. Now finally, we will see the basic usage of basic data types. Integers and floats are commonly used for numerical calculations such as for addition, subtraction, multiplication, whereas strings are used to represent text data and are widely used for displaying messages, handling user input, and manipulating textual information. Booleans are often employed in decision-making statements, loop conditions, and comparisons. Finally, the use of type function. The data type of a variable can be checked by using the type function. Here is an example of the type function. We had defined variables x, y, message, and isSunny before. So if we now use type function for variable x, we will get the return value of int, which will show that variable x holds integer data type. Similarly, for variable y, float will be printed that will represent that variable y holds a float value. For variable message, we will get str that will represent string data type. And for variable isSunny, we will get bool, which will represent Boolean data type. Now, we will go to the Google Colab platform, where we will see some practical application of what we have learned today. Well, now we are at the Google Colab platform, and let's start some examples of integer and float data types. As we can see that variable x stores integer value 4 and then we will change its value to 3.4. We have also used the type function for both the cases. Now, if we will run this code, we can see that value 4 is printed and that variable x holds in integer data type. And then after that, value 3.4 is printed. And after this shows that variable x now holds float data type. Now, coming to strings, we will take a variable name post and that will store string value x. Now, if we will run this part of the code, we can see that Python is printed and that variable course stores data type str, which represents string. Coming to multi-line strings using triple quotes. Now, for the same variable course, we will try to print a multi-line string, that is Python programming course for beginner. As we can see, using triple course, we can print a multi-line string in Python. Finally, example of Boolean data type. The variable is correct, holds a Boolean value false. And now if we will run this part of code, we can see that false is printed and that variable is correct, holds bool type data that represents Boolean. So this marks the end of this video, and that was all about the basic data types in Python.